Discover the power of tax lien certificates and where to get started. Hi, this is Saen Higgins. In this video, we're going to show you where to buy tax lien certificates. Probably one of the biggest mysteries in tax lien certificates is literally, where do I get these things? Okay, unfortunately, there's not a counter that you go up and say, I'd like 2 tax lien certificates and a cheeseburger. It doesn't work that way. In this video, I'm going to show you precisely how you can get a tax lien certificate and get your family on the road to financial security. All right, let's talk about where to get tax lien certificates. The short answer is, obviously, they're going to be at the county. Okay, but if it was that easy, everybody'd be doing this. I would have stopped teaching this 29 years ago. This is my 30th year of teaching tax lien certificates and tax deeds. I thought that I was going to tell everybody how to do it, and they go, okay, I figured it out. And then I thought the internet was going to help. That just confused more people. So let's get specific about where do you buy tax lien certificates. Okay, there's a very secret deal. First of all, you have to have the secret Vulcan handshake. No, you don't. Actually, you just have to understand the process. And so again, we have to go back to what is a tax lien certificate. A tax lien certificate is delinquent property taxes on a property. Okay, so think about this. If you own a piece of property, you have property taxes that you have to pay. Every single piece of land in the United States has property taxes on this. And on it. So think about this. It's really mind-boggling, the organizational structure of our property system here. If you go all the way back to our founding fathers, it was Alexander Hamilton, Jefferson, and I do believe it was Benjamin Franklin. The three of them were very adamant about we have to make property ownership a priority in this country, and if we do, we will become the wealthiest nation in the world. Now, what they meant by a priority, it means I want you to think about this. We are the first nation on planet Earth in the history of mankind, even before the pyramids and all that good stuff, where individuals, normal people, plebeians, that's people like you and I, actually owned land, and we had it documented that we owned land, and it could never be taken. So one of the strongest things about the United States economically is our title, our how we own properties in here. Nobody can just come in here and say, you don't know. It's very clear. If any of you have ever bought property anywhere in the rest of the world, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, one of the best economic ways to get ahead for anybody, regardless of their socioeconomic background in the United States, is real estate. Okay, there's nothing even close to it. That's the number one way people like you and I can become financially independent is through real estate. And it all comes down is to the documentation. So let's go back to the taxes on this. Because it's so well documented, the counties can justify how we have everything that we do. I want you to think about this. Property taxes pay for everything, okay, in the county. So in other words, probably 65% of it goes towards schools. We wouldn't have the education systems. I don't want to hear about it. We've got one of the best in the world, okay? Then you've got law enforcement, fire departments, parks and recs and stuff like that. Let's go back to other countries. So if any of you traveled abroad before and you'll look around, you're going, what the heck? Like stopping's optional, potholes aren't fixed. The only way kids go to school is if private schools. You've seen all that before. Well, in the United States, we've got this infrastructure, so it's super important to have it. So it all starts with a county. The county says, well, if a property owner doesn't pay their property taxes, so let's talk about that for a minute. 99.5% of all property owners pay their property taxes. Isn't that crazy? So really what we're working in the margins is 0.5%. But that 0.5% is hundreds of thousands of, literally, I think it's $400 billion in uncollected property taxes a couple of years ago when I looked at this. And that's how much is out there. The key is the county's collected 99.5%. They're like, dude, we've done our job. Okay, we really have. But by law, we have to offer this 0.5% up, as little as it is. So the county treasurer's going, all right, we got to do this. It says in the Constitution of our state that we have to offer these up. They have to be 18%. We have to offer them to the public individually. And you're like, really? Oh, I could do that. Because, I mean, if you just take one county, let me give you 3 counties. There are 3 counties. Let's say Cook County, You got Orange County, California. Let's do Orange County, Florida. Okay, so two sides of the coast. Those three counties alone right there are approximately, okay, $900 million in uncollected property taxes on an annual basis. Okay, so if I took 200 investors and I brought them to all three of those auctions, we'd run out of what? Money before we ran out of liens. So let's just talk about the volume there. Now, I just said the word auction. Is that how we buy them? Yes and no. Sometimes, sometimes not. So by law, the county's got to bring those up to a sale. So it's important you understand when the sale is, how the list is posted out there, and how the sale is going to be conducted. Because I talked about Cook County and Orange County, California. Completely two different sales, because remember, we are the United States of America. If you don't like the way California is doing things, then move. And a lot of people are. The bottom line is this: if I don't like the way California is doing their tax sales because it doesn't benefit me, I'll go somewhere else. This is the other beauty of tax lien certificates, okay? But what happens is the county says, okay, we're gonna offer these up for sale, but 30 days before the sale, here's a list of 15,000 properties that have failed to pay their property taxes. Here's the parcel ID number, and here's the delinquent amount of taxes. Now, that's where we're starting the research. So now I'm taking the parcel ID number, the dollar amount, and I start backing into my research to go, ooh, that's a nice house. Ooh, that's a piece of crap. I don't want that. Because remember, just because that piece of crap house has a lien on it, doesn't mean I want to buy the lien, because what if the property owner doesn't pay the property taxes? Now I'm stuck with this piece of garbage house, okay? So here's the deal. I want to make sure that the property, the underlying property that I'm buying a lien on, is a property that I want. Not that they're not going to pay the property taxes, but if they don't, that's my security, okay? So if I buy a $3,000 lien on this nice house and that person doesn't pay the property taxes off, I'll get the property. Now, we'll get there in just a minute. So I'm down at the county, I look at the list, and they say, okay, you've got the list. Now, on this particular date, we're gonna conduct a sale. Oh, okay, so I just go in and buy them? No, every one of them is gonna go up for sale, and whoever bids the lowest interest rate, whoever bids the most for the lien, whatever their system is, becomes a successful bidder, because it's got to be competitive, it's got to be fair for everybody. Otherwise, it'd be a good old boy system. And I know that doesn't happen in America, but gosh forbid if it ever did. Okay, so I go in there and say, I'll take it for 15%. So I become the successful bidder, and I'm going to. That is one way to buy tax lien certificates. And I'm doing all the other stuff beforehand because I don't want you just going up and buying a lien for the sake of it. Remember the piece of crap house here? I want to make sure the house is the house that I want. Okay? The second way, and this is just a great way, this is called assignment purchasing. Okay? Assignment purchasing, AP buying. So let's say at the end of the sale, they had 15,000 liens, and let's say 3,000 of them didn't sell for whatever reason. Oh, Sean, those are the ones nobody wanted. Not necessarily. I'll go through that list. I'll find some liens in there. No sale, no dates, no nothing. I go directly to the county and say, see these 5 liens that I've done all my research to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I don't want the piece of crap house. I want to buy these 5 liens, 6 liens, whatever it is. I want 18%. They say, okay, here's the money. Boom. Assign the purchase over to me. Hence the name assignment purchase. This could be known as a supplemental sale. This could be AP buying, over-the-counter buying. There are a number of different things that you need to look at when you're looking at assignment purchase buying. Now, it doesn't just stop there. I don't just sit there and wait for the money to come in. Some counties say, hey, during the redemption period, the time period that that property owner has to pay those property taxes off, we need you to file paperwork. Okay. Oh, and if you don't file the paperwork, the position is no longer valid. This gives the property owner every chance and the opportunity to make out. Remember, go back to Jefferson and Hamilton and Benjamin Franklin. We don't want we want property ownership to be ironclad, and we don't want to make it easy for anybody to take somebody's property. But what they say is, kind of enough is enough. Okay, if somebody hasn't paid their property taxes for it's got to be a minimum of 4 years, then and only then can you and I foreclose and take the property. Now here's the kicker. When I foreclose on a property due to delinquent property taxes, I am acting as the county. So in other words, I eliminate all liens and encumbrances on that property, and I will own that property free and clear. And guess what? There's even an opportunity to skip that hole and go to the front of the line and get a property immediately free and clear every single time. Now there is a ton of information that you need from here to there and all the different, we talked about this house over here, all that stuff. And the great news is I've got a brand new course that's gonna show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so click the link down below. It's called higginsmethod.com, higginsmethod.com. It's my gift to you for sticking around and doing this. So I say, this is Saen Higgins, God bless, and we'll see you on the other side.